The bank held regional managers' meetings every quarter to discuss their progress. Mr. Morris had made it very clear to the teams that it was great effort taken to be among the best 5 banks. Nevertheless, they needed to push themselves to be within the first 3 in the coming year. The regional managers decided to appoint 2 teams with selected team members to work on a project to achieve the management objective in excelling the bank to be among the first 3 banks. The task of one team was to work closely with all divisions of the Sun City Bank to identify areas of improvement. The other team's task was to do research on Commercial Bank. Both teams had to focus on areas of service standards and best practices in areas of products, services, and processes. The 2 sub-teams decided to have team names before they set foot on their task. The team in charge of Sun City named themselves as Team Platinum, and the team in charge of Commercial Bank named themselves Team Gold. These 2 teams had to commonly look at a few benchmarking terms such as indicator, best in class, and world class. The teams had to arrive at the objectives for benchmarking. The objectives included service quality objectives, financial objectives, tactical objectives. Team Platinum had to kick off the project by gathering information about Sun City itself. Without proper understanding of their own processes, it would have been impossible to do an accurate comparison. This requires understanding boundaries of the process to be studied and current performance levels. The 2 teams had to have a thorough understanding that competitive comparison differs from benchmarking. Competitive comparisons are done to assess the organization's strength and weaknesses as compared to the competition. Benchmarking targets performance on specific processes for input to the strategic or operations planning process. It identifies other organizations known for their best practices in those processes. The task of Team Gold was strenuous as they had to gather data on Commercial Bank. They had to focus on areas of best practices, missions, cultures, environments, technologies. They were to benchmark processes and functions which included frontline customer servicing, service realization process, appointment scheduling, customer relationship management, financial transactions. The intangible attributes they had to benchmark included courtesy, reliability, responsiveness, assurance, and empathy. Team Gold had already begun to source information on Commercial Bank, which gives Sun City a stiff completion and different customer base, types of products or services apart from National Statistic Board. Mr. Matthew Morris and the senior management team were impressed with the regional manager's project idea. The management team collectively agreed to support the teams involved in the project and grant the relevant budgets to continue the planned project. The teams were all motivated with the reward scheme at the completion of the project. As per the guidelines provided by the senior manager's team, Team Gold had to determine target areas for benchmarking. Some of the areas identified were financial metrics, return on capital, revenue growth, productivity, customer outcome metrics, improvement in market share, growth in account share, process metrics, cost, quality, cycle time, internal benchmarks, business unit results, processes, unit revenue, customer satisfaction, employee retention, Team Platinum and Team Gold had to be mindful on factors that could hinder the project. Some thoughts were: support infrastructure may be overlooked. Misaligned incentives may cause data suppression. Holding up one unit as better than another may cause problems. Ignorance of better processes may prevent knowledge transfer. Lack of resources may prevent use of better processes. Lack of relationships between sources and recipients prevents transfer. Focus on explicit rather than tacit information yields lower value. Lack of time or lack of reward may reduce ability to capture knowledge. In order to have a great outcome of the project, both teams decided to adopt a few good benchmarking practices, such as measure what is needed, not what is easy. Measure accomplishments, not just tasks or workflow. Use common nomenclature to simplify communication. Make sure it's valid to ensure measurement of the right things. Ensure focus on what matters most to customers. Are they explicitly defined in terms of targets, process owners, data quality, unit of measure, and collection techniques? And are verifiable to ensure data collection accuracy.